Hey there, everybody. Bradley Charbonneau here. And I wanted to give a testimonial to Jeff's Tribe Writers course and give an example of something specific that's really helped me go from not being able to say I am a writer to being able to say I am a writer. And for you non-writers out there, or for you attorneys out there, or dentists, and you just say I'm a dentist or I'm an attorney, you're not going to understand this. But as a writer, you'll get it that that's quite a big achievement. And I have Jeff to thank for that and the Tribe Writers community. And so I'd like to focus on one specific module. It's 3.5 and it's called Make the Bold Ask. And it's about making that ask, that, and the bold being because you're scared and because it's something that's maybe bigger than you would have done previously. So in the past, first of all, I wouldn't have even associated myself with being a writer. But now I had an ask to make, and I sort of saw the opportune time, and I was going to make this ask as a writer. I could have made it, I was doing technical work for this woman, and I could have made an ask as a technical person, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about writers. And so for her, I made this ask that kind of came out of the blue because I was doing technical writing for her. But so she's a psychotherapist, psychoanalyst here in San Francisco, and she has a podcast, and I didn't even realize that. And I listened to some of her podcasts, and they were very interesting. But it's called Challenge Your Thinking, and they're all about people who have accomplished these fantastic goals and overcome these huge challenges and challenge the way they thought about success. And so we were on the phone once, and we're talking technical stuff for the work I was doing for her. And I said, hey, I've been listening to your podcast. It's really fantastic, great job. And she's like, oh, thank you, thank you. I said, I know somebody who's overcome huge challenges in his life, and I think he might be a great addition to your show. He can really relate to your audience because he's gone from sort of nothing to something along the way, and it's not skiing across Antarctica alone like some of her previous guests have done, but in fact, it might be more appropriate for your audience because he's someone who was sort of in regular shoes, and now he's making his way up that ladder. And she's like, "Oh, really? Who's that?" I said, "Well, it's it's me, and me, the writer." She's like, "Oh, a writer? I didn't even know you were a writer." And so we talked a little more, and then she says, "Hey, I have like 30 seconds. I've got to run to a client." He says, "Just tell me what's your story." I said, I wasn't a writer. I've been writing for 1,000 days in a row, and I've written 2 books together with my kids in that time, and I'm sort of coming out of the writer's closet and changing my career." She's like, "Wow, that's awesome. Let's talk more and see if you're a good fit for the show." We did talk more. She says, "You are a great fit for the show," because she said, unlike the skier woman who went across Antarctica alone, she says, I'm more approachable. People could associate with me more clearly, more easily, because I was doing something that started from sort of scratch and just kept going with it. So long story short, I was on the show. It aired last week. It's been shared on social media. It's getting popular. I'm even getting some requests for more. And I couldn't have done this without Tribe Writers, because what Jeff has given me is the ability to see myself through different eyes. And again, if you're not in the writer's sphere, you might not get this, but to be able to see myself as a writer and call myself a writer and be bold enough to make this ask as a writer, that's a huge challenge overcome right there. And that's actually what the interview was about, overcoming challenges, and how I sort of came out of the writer's closet. And I have Jeff and Tribe Writers to thank, because it's honestly changed who I am, how I see myself, and how I can make that bold ask. And in fact, now I'm just building more and more confidence through Tribe Writers and through writing and through Jeff. And thank you guys, because it's changing my life, and I feel like I'm just getting rolling. I'm just getting started, and watch out, because here I come. And I'm going to look back at this Tribe Writers course and say that was what got it rolling. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Tribe Writers. It's been awesome. It's going to get even better.